Welcome to this video on Kofax Quick Workflow. My name is Jesper Scherpenhuizen, and in this video I want to introduce you to the next piece of functionality we've added to Kofax Quick Start. In today's video, as said, we're going to create digitally transformed workflows, and we're going to do that in a business user friendly way. So what we can do is actually have a business user who understands the processes that they want to digitally transform, and we allow him or her to, already start to design and model that workflow within TotalAgility. So without further ado, let's dive into Quick Workflow. We're now looking at the Quick Start menu, and we have Quick Workflow there as one of the options that we can do. So I'm going to start one. I see all of the workflows that I have already created, but we might already see some from the other people within the system if I am allowed to do that. And I'm going to create a new quick workflow from scratch. So call that video onboarding. We can set an SLA. Let's set an SLA of 2 hours. We can then add the data points to it. So we're going to say first name, and I'm going to mark that for initialization. That means every time we want to start an instance of this workflow, we need to provide it with the first name, and we're also going to do the same for last name, of course. So add another, as mentioned, last name, and mark it as an initialization data point. We're going to add another, do full name, but don't mark that for initialization, and we're going to do loan amount and set that as a decimal data point. Add and close. So once we have this, we can now switch to workflow, and we can already start to see how we can model a workflow in this view. So we can just add additional steps there, and we can do that. For the first one's going to be a manual step where we need to gather information, and we can then assign that to different groups. We can set the SLA for just that step, and we can set what the inputs and outputs should be of that step. So I'm going to do first name, last name, and loan amount. There we have it. Done. And we're going to mark all three of them as being editable, so we can actually gather information. Otherwise, they're just shown to us in a read-only fashion. Add that step. After that, we're going to do a business rule. And business rules are, of course, a reusable part of functionality that you can create and which you can then reuse within this quick workflow. So I'm going to do a business rule, and specifically the concatenate strings one. That's the only one that we have currently, but it shows the functionality pretty well, actually. So last name, and the result is going to be the full name. Create full name. There you have it. Add it, and then after that we're going to do a condition. Pretty straightforward, where we just have two paths. So one is always going to be true, and once we've done that, we're going to go for the manual processing of loan, and if it's false, which is always going to be, then we do the automatic processing of the loan. Automatic processing. Of course, today we're just going to mock it up, so I'm just going to jump to the end straight away if we do automatic processing. But this is going to show you how easy it is to build that. And within the manual processing of loan, what we're going to do is we're just going to add both the full name and the loan amount, so you can actually do something with it. And then after that, we go to the end of this workflow. So we've created the actual logical flow here, but what we've also created automatically is the UIs that make up these manual tasks there. So forms were generated, the logic within the forms has been generated, and we can actually now start and test our new flow we created. So let's publish this real quickly, and then we're going to dive into the actual workspace. So I need to log in. And as we see, we don't have any activities assigned to me or the teams that I am part of. I can go into Quick Start, go into Quick Workflow Solutions, and we go to our video onboarding, and we're just going to go to the dashboard for all quick workflows that we have. And we can create a new job there. So click that button. I need to enter the first name and last name. Just going to use my own. Those are the initialization parameters that I'm now doing manually, but if you do this in an automated way, you of course will have to provide them on the API. Create a new job, and we already see that we have the gather information task assigned to everyone already. SLA is still green because we're still under 10 minutes if I'm not mistaken, and we are then asked to review the first name and last name. So I'm going to add my second name to it, complete that. And in the background, what we've now seen is that the business rule was triggered, the condition was triggered, and we now have the manual processing of loan process assigned to us, because that's the only one that's always going to be true. And as you can see, it has now concatenated the first name and last name and showing the loan amount. And I can't change these anymore because I didn't, well, check the boxes to make it editable. So we have now seen how easy it is to create a quick workflow, how easy it is to create the UIs that you need to have with that, how it's business user friendly. It took me just under 5 minutes to create it and explain it at the same time. So this is going to transform how business users are able to actually capture their business processes in an automated way, how they can truly digitally transform their day-to-day workflows. So I hope you enjoyed this. As always, please like, subscribe, and comment if you have a few seconds. If you've got any questions, feel free to reach out either to me through LinkedIn, through email, or always reach out to your local Kofax representative otherwise. Well, thanks again. Take care.